I'm Annie, and if you're interested in creating really good content on social media, then this video is for you. And why should you listen to me, you might ask? Well, I've been on YouTube for 15 years. Like seriously, look at my 100,000 subscriber play button. It is ancient. I've been here since the first wave of YouTubers before Instagram influencers were even a thing. And I've developed a really solid skill in production, in editing, in camera confidence. And it's time for me to share my knowledge because I have a lot of it. So get out a notebook because I'm going to cover a lot in this video, from camera confidence to every single thing that I use as far as equipment and camera goes and editing. Does that sound good? Before we dive into all the equipment and technical things, I just want to paint the picture of what creating success online through your content can look like and what that has looked like for me. I actually moved to LA in my early 20s and was a part of the early days YouTube scene. I appeared in a lot of quote unquote big YouTubers videos back then, from Joey Graceffa, Jack's Films, Shane Dawson, and a bunch of others. And I was immersed in this world and created friendships with a lot of these people. And I will say that the collaborations did help, but the things that really boosted my channel, other than the collaborations, were back then I had a lot of videos go viral. I have many videos that have hundreds of thousands and millions of views. Actually, I have well over 50 million views on my channel. I've experienced having $5,000, $6,000 checks from my YouTube views alone. And I've created 6 figures a year as a solo entrepreneur from having a YouTube channel. I will say that those 6 figures are not just from YouTube and views and sponsorships, but through having my YouTube channel, I've been able to get coaching clients, and that is where a lot of that income stemmed from. And I wanted to share those details with you before diving into everything, because if I can accomplish what I've accomplished, you can too. When I started YouTube, I was a completely different version of myself. I was not confident. Speaking in front of people, in front of a camera, was not comfortable for me, but I did it anyway. And over the years and repetition and improving, it's something that I'm really good at. These are teachable skills. You can do it. But we're gonna dive into the tips. I'm saving the best for last, and I will also be sharing at the end of the video how I can personally help you and we can actually collaborate, because collaboration is a huge thing that will help you grow on YouTube. So some of you get to collaborate with me. But let's dive into the tips. The first category is lighting, and the free option for lighting is setting up your camera right in front of a window during the daytime and filming using that beautiful natural light. Most of the time, if you can film during the day and use that natural lighting, it's going to look great. I don't really use natural light as my main light source unless I'm vlogging, but what I personally use is a ring light. They're pretty inexpensive. Like, you can get them for $20 to $30. So I have my ring light set up in front of me, and then the camera is directly behind the ring light, peeking through at me. Everything is nice and lit. The other piece of lighting that I use for my videos, as you can see behind me, I have these pink backlights. They actually change colors, but I just like pink. They're facing the wall. They just really help add some dimension to the background and pop in the video. You can also put a colored or, just a white light as a backlight. There would be a light facing me, kind of giving me this halo effect. I don't have that currently going on, but sometimes I do that. By the way, every piece of equipment I'm talking about, I will link down below. Nothing is sponsored, but for easy access to all the things, check out the description. The next category is cameras. First, the free option is using your phone. I mean, obviously purchasing your phone wasn't free, but I'm pretty sure you probably have a phone. Therefore, you can use the handy dandy camera. And I can speak specifically from having an iPhone that it really can do the job. Here I am on the iPhone front cam, just using natural window light. Some things to notice though is usually when using the front cam, people are tempted to look at themselves in the screen versus looking directly at the camera. So if you can train yourself to look at the little green dot, that is much better. You're connecting with your audience more than looking at yourself and being a little more disconnected. Also, the back cam is higher quality than the front camera. And here we have the back cam. My favorite iPhone camera feature is cinematic mode. So you can see it blurs out the background and gives that professional look. Back cam cinematic mode. How professional that looks. I swear I'm not shaking this much. It looks like I am. Or am I? Anyway, looks pretty good, huh? And next I have the Sony ZV-1 vlog camera. And I will say, for a vlog camera, it doesn't have the best stabilization, so it can look a little shaky. I do put this on a tripod at times and film sit-down videos when I don't want to do my whole setup, but it does the trick. It doesn't do the blurred background effect so much, but when I need a camera or batteries are dead for the other one, it works. And it costs way less than my professional Canon camera. And now for my favorite and main camera, I have the Canon R6 Mark II. It was quite the investment. The camera body and lens together cost $4,000, but one perk about being a YouTuber, the camera was a write-off, as well as like all the equipment I'm mentioning right now. So that is another perk around getting into what I do, which you should. But this thing can capture amazing videos. Yes, you do need to know how to operate the camera and know how to do the settings and get the lighting right and just have artistic shots, but everything you're seeing right now, I filmed on my Canon camera. And it's also amazing for photography, so I take photos of myself with it, I take photos and videos for clients. It is like my favorite thing. I love this camera. I will also say that lighting your videos makes the biggest difference. Like my good camera, let me show you. Let me just show you. Hello, not having a ring light. That doesn't look great. Lighting is important. Next, let's talk sound quality. When using your phone or even the Sony vlog camera, I feel like the sound is pretty decent. But on a DSLR camera like I'm using right now, the sound isn't naturally good. So I actually had to go and get an external microphone. The one that I use is the DJI mic. As you can see, it's clipped to my shirt right now. The cool thing about this one is it's wireless, so I could be like way far away from the camera and you can hear me just as clear. And here's what this camera sounds like without the mic. This was a little expensive in my opinion for a mic, but it had really good reviews, so I splurged, and again, it's a write-off. Other pieces of equipment that you're going to want to consider if you're not just filming on your phone, you're going to want to get backup batteries for whatever camera you have. I would say have at least 3 batteries and keep them always charged because it's so annoying when you go to film and then your camera's dead. I also recommend having multiple higher storage memory cards like 128 gigabytes and up. Stock up on those. And even better, get a hard drive or 2, like back your footage up. Oh, and one more thing that I almost forgot, obviously get a tripod. Now that we covered the equipment, before you start filming your video, you're going to want to plan out the topic / the title of the video and even the thumbnail, because the title of the video and the thumbnail are the 2 first most important parts. Because you can have an amazing video, but no one's going to even click on the video to watch it if the title and the thumbnail sucks. Maybe as you're on YouTube, start to notice what you tend to click on and why. Like, what about that thumbnail or title intrigued you? Especially if it's from a creator that you've never come across before. Like, what made you go, ooh, what is this person talking about? I'm interested in that. And also remember that YouTube is a search engine, so if you can make the title searchable, like something that people are searching for, or keywords that are really searchable, that's gonna help too. And then also make sure that while you're filming your video that you're talking about the things that you titled your video with, because YouTube will pick up on the words that you're saying in your video and go like, are these words and the things that are actually in this video connected to what the actual video title is about? As you're planning out your title and all of that, you can do several different things to prep for your video. You can fully script it out and like, this is what I want to say, these are the shots that I want to get, or you can make a list of bullet points. Like, these are the things that I want to hit on. These are maybe some shot ideas, but like just a brief outline. That is what I will do often. Anyway, then it's time to actually sit down and film your video. I know for me, when I started filming videos, I would turn on the camera and it felt like I was in front of an audience. Like, I would freeze and I would go blank and I'd be like, what am I talking about? And I would stutter, and it was just really overwhelming. I want to share with you the little brain hack that helped me film videos even though I was afraid of people seeing them. The hack was I tricked my mind into thinking that nobody I know, no friends, no family, no one from my hometown would see my videos. And I also had this mentality of I'm just talking to a camera. And it worked because I was able to put myself online and not psych myself out and stay in fear. But maybe for you, you're like, that would feel weird to just talk to no one. And I kind of feel that way now. If that is you and you're like, it feels empty to talk to no one, another amazing hack that I've shared with clients before and they have loved is pretend that when you're filming, you're talking to one of your like favorite people or best friends. Like think of the person or the people in your life where you're like, I feel so connected and comfortable with that person. Like I can be myself and talk to them. Pretend that the video that you're filming, it's going to them. Try it. I'm telling you, it works. Another filming tip, just like I shared with the iPhone, you might have a screen on your camera that you can see yourself in, and people are oftentimes drawn to look into it, but speak directly into the lens of the camera. That really helps you connect more with your audience. Another thing you might notice when you go to sit down and film is your brain. That's ironic. Another thing you might notice when you go to sit down and speak to a camera is, again, your brain might go a little blank. You might stutter on your words and mess it up, and you might feel ashamed, like, oh my gosh, I can't do this because I cannot get the words out. Trust me when I say this, people who are showing up online take many different takes. If the words aren't coming out right, I will just restate the sentence, and sometimes many times in a row. That is why when you see YouTube videos, oftentimes there are a lot of jump cuts. What is a jump cut? It's like this. This is a jump cut. You see how there's that seam in the video? People do that when maybe they messed up their words or they took a pause. Pretty much everyone on YouTube does that. So if you're not getting your words out correctly, don't feel ashamed. I still don't after 15 years. The final piece for the filming process that I want to share is this is a great time to get an image for your thumbnail. You definitely can just use a photo that you have if it can work, but oftentimes it's nice to get like the background that you're in for the thumbnail and then just edit it. So what I'm saying is to do this, you want to have your camera recording a clip and you're just gonna sit there and pose. So then you have those nice flattering shots of you and you're gonna find one that you like, take a screenshot and use that as your thumbnail. You typically don't just wanna take a random still from your video because usually it's not gonna look that flattering. Once you have your video filmed, it's time to edit, which is honestly the most time-consuming part of the process, but it's really what brings it all together. So let's talk editing software. If you have a Mac, I'm sure you've heard of the free editing software, iMovie, and I'm just gonna say it, iMovie sucks. It's bad. It does not have a lot of options, and I actually find it pretty difficult to navigate because you're super limited on what you can do. I will actually share with you shortly a free editing software that you should definitely look into over iMovie. But I first want to share what I actually use. So I edit on a MacBook Pro, and because this is such a big part of what I do, I have like the best one with the most memory and the most power and all of that. Having a Mac, I personally use Final Cut Pro 10, which is only for Macs. I love it. I've been using it for a very long time. It costs like $199, but then you have lifetime access to it. And of course, if you get a different computer, you'll still have it on that computer. So that's really good. Another option if you do not have a Mac, but you can also use this software if you do have a Mac, is Adobe Premiere Pro. A lot of people love it. I actually used Adobe Premiere Pro like the first year of editing before I had my own Mac. And it was good, and a lot of people speak very highly of it. Both great editors, but I want to share with you now a great free version. This is something that I've never personally used myself, but I have done some research on it because I was really intrigued because I've heard great things about it. And that is DaVinci Resolve. They have an absolutely free version. They also have upgraded paid versions, but from what I've looked into and what I understand, the free version, you can do like all the things. Like it's a really good option. So although I haven't used it, I definitely recommend trying that out over iMovie. And just to reiterate, you can create really good quality videos for free by using your phone, using natural lighting, and editing on a professional free editor like DaVinci Resolve. Pretty cool. Now, sharing about actual editing tips on a video that's not actually like an editing tutorial is a little difficult, but I'm going to give you a few pointers for editing. The first pointer is that the first like 10 to 30 seconds of your video is very important, just like the title and the thumbnail. Once you get the person to click on the video, if you don't capture their attention in that first like 10 to 30 seconds, they're just gonna click off right away. So you want it to be very clear from the get-go of your video that what you promised in the title and the thumbnail is what they're actually going to get. Make it interesting, make it intriguing, make them want to stay for more. It's also great to include subtitles in the first 10 to 30 seconds because again, you know when you go and search for a video and you hover your mouse over it before clicking and you start to see the video, like you don't hear the sound, but you see the video. So if you have the captions as well as that first 30 seconds of videos looking entertaining and intriguing, they're gonna be like, ooh, I wanna see this one. What's this about? So make sure the intro of your video is really good and it's not just the usual like, hey guys, it's Annie. I wanna talk about blah, blah, blah. You should click like and subscribe. Oh wait, let me update you about my morning before. Don't do that. I used to do that all the time. And I still stretch out my intros a little bit, but I try to make the very first part captivating and intriguing. Another tip is people have the attention spans of a goldfish. So although this video is long, I am keeping things on the screen, like the things are switching up. And I do this by adding things such as B-roll. It's usually a rule of thumb to try to switch up what they're seeing on the screen every 10 seconds or less. So that is why I use so much B-roll, and if you're like, what is B-roll? It's the different shots that you're seeing over this main talking clip of me. You can stock up your own B-roll library by taking your phone or your camera out and getting shots while you're out and about or while you're doing different tasks through your day-to-day life that you feel will represent the kinds of content you're going to be making, and typically you want the B-roll to go with and amplify the words that you're saying. And one thing that I use for B-roll is story blocks. Even when I'm using my good camera and I'm getting high quality shots, sometimes I'm like, ooh, I would really like to have this aspect in, but I don't have a shot of that right now as I'm editing. And I will go into story blocks and search those specific things and find high quality video that blends with my video. It is like a yearly subscription of $300 something, I believe. Also, Storyblocks, please sponsor me. The last editing tip that I want to share with you is the importance of using sound design and music to enhance your videos. I use Epidemic Sound, and I don't just go on there and pick a random song and throw it onto my video. Like, I'm very intentional. I sit and I search and I seek a song that invokes a feeling of the energy and emotion that I feel is fit for what I'm talking about in the video. I also sometimes really like to add like sound effects and like whooshes and like these amplifying noises to really help the video feel captivating. And pro tip when it comes to exporting your video, so what you're gonna wanna do is go back to whatever title you picked for your video and put that title as the file name for when you export, because when you upload that to YouTube, even having that extra file being named the title of the video, that helps with SEO and it being picked up for search. And once again, since your thumbnail is such an important part of your video, don't just upload the screenshot that you took from the thumbnail video capture. You're going to want to actually edit it and make it look nice and captivating. I personally use PicMonkey. I know a lot of people use Canva, but I find PicMonkey to be superior to Canva when it comes to creating thumbnails. PicMonkey just has much of a similar flow to how Photoshop is set up, so I prefer that. And I feel like I've gotten really good at thumbnails lately, so anyway, I also want to touch on the niche subject. There's a lot of advice out there. There's a lot of people saying what you should and shouldn't do online. And sometimes I say, screw the rules, and do whatever feels good. When I was listening to all the people saying that you needed to have a niche, that effed me over. My channel was doing really well when I considered it a variety channel, and I made it very clear that it was a variety channel. I'm opening back up to this being a variety channel. That is why you're seeing this video on content production. And I will not get pigeonholed into only making videos about content production. But I will make more on this topic if you want me to. So let me know in the comments if you want me to. Also, if you found all of this information helpful, please hit the thumbs up and let me know what things you would like to expand on around this subject, or if there are other video ideas that you would like to see from me. I will do that. Anyway, before this video gets too much longer than it already is, I have a huge announcement for you that I'm so freaking excited about. This next month in May, my mastermind, the Into the Magic Mastermind, officially is starting. If this video resonates with you, and especially if you're someone who wants to create videos and content and show up online and you have a message to spread and you want to help people and make an impact, you are who I want in this mastermind. I want to work with like-minded humans where we can come together for this 6-month experience, and I'm going to share my 15 years of knowledge with you. I'm going to hold your hand through this experience. You and I are going to collaborate together, like on my channel, on our Instagrams, wherever you want to show up online. We're going to do this together. And the group as a whole, like collaboration was a huge part of my growth from the get-go. So you get to come be on my channel and get exposed to my audience. We're gonna do Instagram lives if you want. We can even collaborate in the form of hosting a master class together, and you get to share your gifts and skills with people who could potentially become your clients because you're getting exposure in front of them. I'm going to be behind you, backing you up, promoting you through this experience. And I cannot forget to mention that there's also an in-person content creation retreat. So you and everyone else in this mastermind, which is a small group by the way, we're going to come together and have a content creation retreat, and you're gonna walk away with a bunch of professional photos and videos that you can use for your social media, for your website, for whatever. Like honestly, the quality of content you're gonna walk away from this retreat with, people usually pay thousands of dollars alone just for professional photos and videos, and that's included in this mastermind. I have to share with you the reaction of some of my past clients who've done this.
What the fuck? Who's that person? This looks legitimately like I'm on a professional cooking show, right? What? You like it? Oh my god, I'm like dying.
I spent thousands and thousands of dollars hiring videographers to put together a 30-second video. And Annie just did that and more with this camera. I don't think you realize how invaluable your skills are.
How do you guys feel about your individual filming sessions?
Guys, goosebumps. That was so fun. Annie is wonderful at this. She makes it so comfortable. Annie and her expertise, her directing, photography, I feel completely comfortable. Oh my
and
gosh,
then
so
you
much
look
fun.
at the footage and the photos and you're like, wait, I actually look good.
Who is that woman?
If the Into the Magic Mastermind sounds exciting for you, if something like lights up when you hear about it, take that as a sign that it is for you. I will link the page down below that has all of the information. And honestly, the page with the information doesn't even encompass everything about the experience. So I recommend going, checking that out, and click the button to apply. We will set up a call and we'll talk about if it's a fit and just different payment plans and options and how we can make this work for you. We are going to get very close over the next 6 months, and I am going to be there cheering you on, as well as everyone else in the mastermind. And there's such a power when like-minded humans get together to brainstorm and cheer each other on and share ideas and reflect our strengths to one another. It is going to change our lives. So I hope you'll join. Apply soon because again, we start in May. You're going to want to get a call set up, I would suggest before April is over. So click the link down below, apply, and I'm so excited to talk to you. And I hope you'll come into the magic with me because it will for sure be magical. Seriously though, if you feel like you've learned a lot from this video, you're going to be mind blown going through this mastermind. But that is all I have for you in this video. It was a lot, I know. I hope you took notes, but I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you soon with a new video. Bye guys.